What if I told you that the digital swords and coins you collect in your favorite games could pad your real-life wallet? Yes, you heard it right. In today's video, we're diving deep into the exciting world of online gaming, spicing it up a notch with earning real money through selling in-game items and virtual currency. We'll be exploring the legality of this money-making venture, how it's done, top games where you can earn, and how you can maximize your profits, all while enjoying your gaming experiences. Stick around till the end, as we'll be sharing expert-level tips and strategies that most seasoned players would rather keep under wraps, enabling you to catapult your online earnings way beyond your imagination. Choosing a popular online game with tradable items or currency. Choosing an online game with tradable items or currency can greatly enhance the gaming experience and even provide opportunities to earn real money. The trading system contributes to the in-game economy, influencing the gameplay, and challenging players to strategize beyond typical game missions. When deciding on a game to play that offers tradable items or currency, there are several factors to consider. Popularity. The popularity of the game will determine the liveliness of the trading ecosystem. Games with large player bases often have more active trading communities, which means you should be able to buy or sell items more easily. Popular games such as Fortnite, PUBG, CS, Go, and Dota 2 have vibrant economies with players keen on buying and selling items. Tradable items. You should also look at the types of items that can be traded in the game, and what their potential real-world value is. This varies from game to game, with some offering basic items like weapons or armor, while others may allow the trading of rare or uniquely customized items. Look for games where items have a steady demand, so you can trade profitably. Game economy. A good in-game economy is essential for robust and fair trading. Certain games have hyperinflated economies due to massive quantities of available currency, which can destabilize trading. On the other hand, economies with scarce currency can generate more value, but may be less accessible to newcomers. Trading platform. While some games have in-game marketplaces for trading, others rely on third-party platforms. Ensure that the trading platform is reputable, secure, and user-friendly. Legal aspects. Check the terms and conditions of the game to ensure that trading items or currency is allowed. Many games have strict policies against selling items for real-world cash, so it's best to know what's permitted and what's not. Fun factor. Lastly, make sure the game is something you enjoy playing. While the opportunity to earn through trading can be appealing, you'll probably spend a lot of time playing the game. So it should be fun and engaging for you. Before plunging in, do some research, read reviews, and perhaps participate in game forums or communities to understand the nuances of the game better, its trading practices, and its economy. With the right choice, you can make the most out of trading in online games. Playing game to acquire items and virtual currency. Playing games to acquire items and virtual currency has become a prevalent part of the online gaming world, particularly in role-playing and multiplayer games. This concept is known as grinding, or farming, where players spend a significant amount of time performing repetitive tasks to acquire valuable in-game rewards, like items and virtual currency. In-game items usually have particular properties that can enhance a player's abilities, offer a competitive edge, or are primarily used in the crafting or upgrading of other items. These could range from skins, costumes, weapons, tools, food, potions, or sometimes even pets or companions, each with its functionality or role within the game world. On the other hand, virtual currency is used to facilitate transactions within a game. They can be used to purchase items, abilities, or upgrades which may not be accessible via regular gameplay. Some in-game currencies can even be traded between players, making them a form of digital asset. The pursuit of virtual items and currency can significantly impact how players engage with a game. Developers often use this type of reward system to incentivize players to explore their game world extensively or to collaborate and compete with others. It adds an element of excitement and satisfaction when gamers achieve these valuable goods, often inducing a sense of accomplishment. In some instances, getting high-value items or massive amounts of virtual currency can take hundreds of hours of gameplay. However, an emerging trend is for players to buy these virtual goods with real money, bypassing hours of gameplay. This practice, known as microtransactions, has become a lucrative revenue source for game developers. Moreover, the auctioning and selling of valuable virtual items and currencies outside the game have also evolved into a global business with the propagation of online exchanges. Some particularly rare or sought-after items can sell for hundreds or sometimes even thousands of dollars. Despite the widespread use and enjoyment derived from acquiring items and virtual currency, it is essential to remain wary of various pitfalls. These include overspending on microtransactions, engaging in unsafe online transactions for virtual goods, and maintaining a healthy balance between gaming and other areas of life. Playing games to acquire items and virtual currency demonstrates the development of in-game economics that mirrors the tangible world. Game developers are consistently striving to create engaging reward systems that resonate with their audience, fostering an interesting dynamic between the game's virtual and the player's actual environment. Learning the in-game economy. The in-game economy refers to the system in which players earn and spend virtual currency, usually in multiplayer video games. It is essentially the balance of supply and demand within a digital world, impacting gameplay by providing players with resources and player progression opportunities. Understanding this economy is essential to master gameplay and become successful in a game. One main aspect of in-game economies involves earning currency. Different games offer various methods of acquiring currency. These can include completing quests, defeating enemies, selling items, or achieving objectives. Some games even provide passive income opportunities, such as ownership of shops or houses. Inflation is a critical concept in in-game economies, often occurring as a result of an influx of virtual currency. This can happen for several reasons, such as game updates providing more ways of earning money or exploits allowing players to generate unlimited currency. Game developers must carefully balance the rate at which currency is gathered and spent to prevent an economic collapse. Another aspect of in-game economies is trading among players. This frequently occurs in MMORPGs, massively multiplayer online role-playing games, where players can freely trade items and currency. Providing a stable and fair market for player trading is an essential aspect of managing in-game economies. The in-game economy is also influenced by real-world trading, often referred to as RMT, real money trading. This is where players trade in-game items or currency for real-world money, which is generally against game rules but usually takes place nonetheless. A robust in-game economy can add depth and immersion to a game. However, it requires careful balance and management from the developers. Currency must be challenging enough to obtain to provide a sense of accomplishment while also being readily available enough for players to enjoy the progression. This, alongside a fair and stable marketplace for player trades, is necessary for a healthy in-game economy. Learning the in-game economy involves understanding these concepts and discovering the best ways to earn, spend, and trade virtual currency. It requires experience, strategy, and often a bit of research. By mastering the in-game economy, players can maximize their progression and ultimately enhance their overall gaming experience. Identifying high-demand items or virtual currency. Identifying high-demand items or virtual currency is essential in video games, online marketplaces, and platforms utilizing in-game economies or virtual transactions. These high-demand items or virtual currencies are sought after by users as they often provide higher value, additional features, or enhancements that can improve user experiences, game progression, or online interactions. High-demand items could be various things depending on the context. For example, in a video game like Fortnite, high-demand items might be exclusive skins, characters, weapons, or consumables. In online marketplaces like eBay or Amazon, high-demand items might be popular electronics, collectibles, or trending products. Virtual currencies are also often in high demand. These are digital or virtual forms of currency that users can earn, purchase, trade, or use to buy other items. Examples include Bitcoin in the context of cryptocurrency or V-Bucks in Fortnite. Identifying these high-demand items or virtual currencies can be done through several methods. Market research, data analysis, consumer feedback, and monitoring trends in the user community are common techniques. This information can be critical for developers, businesses, or platforms to understand user desires, formulate pricing strategies, manage supply and demand, and introduce new items or currencies that users find valuable. Additionally, understanding which items or currencies are in high demand can also help platforms ensure fairness and security for their users. For instance, they can take measures to prevent scams, counterfeiting, or unfair trading practices related to these high-value items or currencies. In sum, identifying high-demand items and virtual currencies is a critical process for any platform or business utilizing digital transactions or virtual economies, providing valuable intelligence that can guide strategy, development, and user experience improvements. Farming and collecting these high-demand items or currency. Farming in video games refers to the process of repetitively performing certain tasks, such as defeating specific enemies or completing specific tasks, in order to collect valuable items, currency, or experience points. This practice is common mostly in role-playing games, RPGs, massively multiplayer online games, MMOs, and other types of video games that involve some kind of progression system. This can often be a time-consuming process, but it's also a common way for players to boost their character's power and capabilities, or to obtain rare and valuable items that can enhance their gameplay experience. To make the process more efficient, players often develop and follow specific routes or patterns that allow them to quickly access the targets of their farming efforts. When it comes to high-demand items or currencies, these are often at the center of farming efforts due to their value. For instance, in some games, the best weapons or equipment can be extremely rare, making them highly sought-after items that players are willing to spend hours upon hours farming for. Sometimes, the demand for these items also flows over to real-world economies. In many MMOs, for example, there's a flourishing market where players can sell in-game items and currency in exchange for real money. The value of these items usually reflects their rarity or the difficulty of obtaining them in the game. In some instances, developers design games, particularly online multiplayer or free-to-play games, around the idea of players farming to collect in-game items and currency. This is often done as part of a freemium model, where players can choose to spend real money to acquire these items or currencies more quickly than they would through farming. To sum up, farming for high-demand items or currency is a significant aspect of the gaming experience in many video games, especially those with a progression system or a strong multiplayer or social component. It's a practice that involves high dedication, strategy, and sometimes collaboration and bartering within the gaming community. Setting up an account on illegal in-game item and virtual currency selling platforms. Setting up an account in illegal in-game item and virtual currency selling platforms such as player auctions, GameFlip, or IG Vault can be a fairly straightforward process. Here's how to go about it. Choosing the right platform. The first step is to choose a reputable and secure platform. Some platforms, like the aforementioned, specialize in certain games or types of items, so you may want to choose based on your gaming preferences. Besides, check for a platform that emphasizes user protection and conducts secure transactions to avoid fraud. Account creation. Many platforms require that you create an account to buy or sell items. This typically involves entering a valid email address, creating a password, and agreeing to the platform's terms of service. For extra security, some platforms require phone number verification as well. Profile setup. After creating your account, it's typically necessary to set up your profile. This may involve inputting additional information such as your location, preferred payment methods, and more. Some platforms also allow you to customize your profile with a profile picture or bio. Security. To further secure your transactions, you might be asked to perform a two-step verification process every time you log in or make a transaction. This includes getting a unique code through a registered mobile number or email address. This security measure makes it nearly impossible for someone else to access your account. Adding games. Identify the games you will be selling or buying items for, and set up your payment options. Take note that you need to adhere strictly to the platform's rules on payment methods to avoid account suspension or termination. Selling, buying items. Once your account is set up, you can start listing items for sale, setting your prices, and advertising your products. If you're on the buying end, you can browse the listing, buy and complete your transaction using your preferred payment method. Feedback. After the transaction, most platforms will ask both the buyer and seller to leave feedback. This helps maintain a trustworthy community and helps users gauge the reliability of others. Customer support. While setting up your account, you should also familiarize yourself with how to seek help from customer support. This will be helpful if ever you encounter any problem while dealing with transactions. Remember to always comply with all the terms and conditions of these platforms to avoid any suspension or ban and also safeguard your account against fraud. With the above steps, you'll be well on your way to setting up an account on a legal in-game item and virtual currency selling platform. Enjoy trading. Listing your items or currency for sale on the platform. Listing items or currency for sale on a platform is a common practice in various online marketplaces, games, or cryptocurrency platforms. It may seem simple, but this process involves different key steps that can influence your chances of making a successful transaction. Account creation. Before listing your item for sale, typically you will need to create an account on the platform. This will usually involve providing your personal information, such as your email, name, and payment details among others, to allow for communication and transactions with potential buyers. Item description. When listing your items or currency, you need to provide a clear and detailed description. Mention the type, quantity, condition, and any other relevant specifications. If you are selling a physical item, include quality pictures from different angles. Price determination. Setting the right price is a significant factor to consider. The price can be fixed or negotiable. Pricing your items competitively, taking into account the current market values, can increase your chances of making a sale. Listing category. Listing your items under the correct category is crucial. This eases the search for potential buyers. If you list your items under a wrong or irrelevant category, it might never reach your target customers. Communicating with the buyers. After listing your item, buyers may have queries about the product. Prompt responses to these queries can help in closing sales faster. Many platforms also have a rating system, where quick and efficient responses can improve your seller rating, which in turn leads to more buyers. Reviewing your listing. After successfully listing your items, it is prudent to review the listing to ensure all details are correct and the item displays as intended. Mistakes in the listing, such as incorrect categorization, can be fixed at this stage. Updating the inventory. In case you have more of the same item to sell, ensuring your inventory is up to date will prevent situations where buyers order an item that is not available. Throughout your selling process, it's important to adhere to the platform's rules and regulations regarding listings, item descriptions, transactions, and customer communication. Violating these rules could lead to suspension or termination of your selling privileges. Also, remember to provide good customer service and keep buyers informed about any changes or updates regarding their purchases. This will help to build a good reputation as a seller and attract more buyers. Pricing the items competitively to attract buyers. Pricing items competitively is a critical strategy in today's ever-competitive marketplace to attract potential buyers. Whether you are operating an online business or a brick-and-mortar store, pricing decisions can directly affect your sales, profitability, brand image, and survival in the market. Pricing items competitively does not necessarily mean lowering prices to a point where profits are barely existent. Instead, it involves a careful analysis of market dynamics, consumer behavior, competitors' pricing strategies, and costs associated with goods, services production. A key method of positioning prices competitively is through market research. Businesses must understand the current market prices of similar goods or services. This understanding will give businesses a reference point. Pricing too high may deter potential customers, while pricing too low can devalue the product or service and also lead to unsustainable profits. Conducting a detailed cost analysis is also vital. This includes considering both fixed and variable costs of production, distribution, marketing, and other related tasks. This will ensure you don't price your product below the cost, leading to losses in the longer run. Understanding consumer perception is another approach to pricing items competitively. Customers may associate low prices with lower quality, and vice versa. Businesses can conduct surveys, focus groups, or use online reviews to get an insight into consumers' perspectives. It's also recommended to monitor competitors' pricing strategy regularly. If a competitor lowers their prices, you may need to adjust your pricing strategy to retain your customer base. Remember, pricing is not a set it and forget it process. It requires regular monitoring, analyzing, and adjusting to ensure profitability and competitiveness in the market. Hence, take into account purchasing trends, seasonal fluctuations, and market conditions while devising an effective pricing strategy. Lastly, businesses can also consider offering discounts, deals, coupon codes, or loyalty programs to attract potential customers. It's a common strategy used by many businesses to grab the attention of price-conscious customers and stimulate sales, especially during low demand periods. In conclusion, setting competitive prices can present your products as good value for money and lure potential customers towards your offerings. However, businesses should not neglect other elements like offering high-quality products, excellent customer service, and maintaining a strong brand image, which plays a pivotal role in attracting and retaining customers in the long run. Conducting transactions safely and securely. Conducting transactions safely and securely is requisite in our fast-paced digital world, where financial transactions take less than a click of a mouse button. Each day, we navigate through various online channels using different technological devices, either to shop online, pay bills, or transfer money. All these transactions involve sharing sensitive information over the internet, which makes safety and security a paramount concern. Transaction safety and security involve a series of protective measures that aim to shield users' sensitive data during a transaction. These measures prevent unauthorized access, use, disclosure, disruption, modification, or destruction of this information. They encompass various aspects, including network security, application security, endpoint security, data security, identity management, database and infrastructure security, cloud security, mobile security, and disaster recovery, business continuity planning. Below are some mechanisms that can ensure safe and secure transactions. Encryption. Encryption transforms data into a format that can only be read by someone with a secret key or password. SSL, Secure Socket Layer, as a standard security technology for establishing an encrypted link, ensuring that all data passed between the web server and browsers remain private. Two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication adds an extra layer of security to your accounts. It requires not only a password and username but also a piece of information that only the user knows or has access to, such as a physical token. VPNs. A virtual private network, VPN, can provide a secure connection over the internet between the user and the website or data they are accessing. It hides your IP address and encrypts all the data you send or receive. Anti-malware programs. Quality anti-malware programs protect your devices against threats such as viruses, worms, Trojans, and other malicious software that can compromise your transaction safety. Regular updates. Regular updating of your software is crucial for secure transactions. Updates often contain patches for security vulnerabilities that have been discovered since the last version of the software. Firewalls. Firewalls monitor incoming and outgoing network traffic and decide whether to allow or block specific traffic based on security rules. Secure payment gateways. Use verified and secure payment gateways. Look for URLs that start with https:// rather than http://. The S stands for secure. Privacy settings. Be aware of the privacy settings available on the websites you visit and use them to control who sees your personal information. Secure Wi-Fi. Avoid using public Wi-Fi for transactions as they may not be secure. Always use VPNs if you have to transact on public Wi-Fi. Regular monitoring of accounts. Regularly monitor your accounts to detect unauthorized transactions swiftly. If you see something suspicious, contact your bank immediately. In conclusion, secure and safe transactions are vital in the digital era. It requires a combination of vigilant behavior from users, reliance on robust technology, and adherence to best practices to minimize the potential risks involved. Providing excellent customer service to maintain a good seller rating. Providing excellent customer service is pivotal in maintaining a positive seller rating. This seller rating is not just about the quality of the products, but it is greatly influenced by the level of attention, respect, and care that a company gives to its customers. Therefore, it is crucial to understand how to deliver customer service that is not just satisfactory, but distinctly superior. One primary method of providing excellent customer service is to respond promptly and adequately to customer inquiries and complaints. Customers appreciate speedy responses, and most online marketplaces allow customers to rate sellers based on their responsiveness. The tone, clarity, and helpfulness of the response also have a significant impact on the customer's experience. Effective communication is another element of excellent customer service. Sellers should describe their products clearly and accurately to avoid customer disappointments and potential negative reviews. It's also important to set realistic expectations about delivery times and costs to avoid surprising customers with unexpected delays or charges. Offering post-sale assistance is another way to improve customer service. This includes helping customers track their deliveries, arrange returns or refunds if required, and answer any questions they may have about using or maintaining the product. This proactive approach helps build trust and cultivate long-term relationships with customers, which enhances the seller's reputation and rating. Furthermore, seeking feedback from customers can improve a seller's rating. Not only does asking for feedback make customers feel valued, but it also provides crucial insights for the seller to better understand customers' needs and expectations and make necessary improvements. Lastly, going the extra mile to exceed customer expectations can significantly boost a seller's rating. This could be as simple as including a thank you note or a small free gift with the purchase, providing special offers or discounts for repeat customers, or promptly resolving any issues that arise. Demonstrating a genuine concern for the customer's satisfaction will make buyers feel special and appreciated, thereby leading to positive reviews and a better seller rating. In sum, maintaining a good seller rating requires more than just offering quality products. It involves listening to, understanding, and addressing customer needs and expectations, with the ultimate aim of creating a positive shopping experience that encourages customers to return and recommend the seller to others. Therefore, providing excellent customer service is an indispensable aspect of achieving and maintaining a good seller rating. Repeating the process to maintain a continuous supply of items or currency. The process of repeating certain actions to maintain a continuous supply of items or currency, often known as replenishment or grinding, in the world of gaming, is a common strategy used in various business models, virtual economies, and game designs. This process ensures a steady flow of required resources. These actions could include farming natural resources, completing certain tasks, or undertaking certain professions and trading. In the gaming world, including virtual economies, grinding is a term used to describe the process of engaging in repetitive tasks to gain needed items or currency. For example, in massively multiplayer online role-playing games, MMORPGs, players often repeatedly defeat the same enemies or fulfill the similar quests in order to earn in-game currency or acquire necessary items to progress in the game. Over time, this process can help players achieve goals, gain power in the game, or rank higher among other players. This concept also applies in real-world enterprises and business environments, particularly in inventory management. Here, replenishment refers to a company's method of maintaining adequate stock levels. This process is repeated continuously to prevent shortages and ensure smooth operation of the business. For instance, supermarkets perform this operation as they restock their shelves daily with fresh produce and other goods. It's worth noting that while this process offers a steady resource flow, it can also lead to monotony if overdone, as it often involves repeating the same tasks. Thus, it is essential for businesses and game developers to strike the right balance, ensuring availability without causing user fatigue. Automation is a key to making this process efficient and less tedious. Businesses often use software programs to keep track of inventory and automatically reorder stock when it reaches a certain level. Similarly, in games, some players may resort to using bots or scripts to automate grinding tasks, though this is often considered a breach of the game's rules. In summary, repeating the process to maintain a continuous supply of items or currency is a crucial strategy applied in both virtual and real-world economies to safeguard resource availability. It's essential to perform this process strategically and ideally with automation to keep it efficient and prevent user fatigue. Keeping track of market trends for pricing and demand. Monitoring market trends for pricing and demand is an essential aspect of any business operations. This generally involves observing and keeping a record of the regular patterns and shifts in the purchase of goods and services in the market. This data helps in making critical strategic decisions around pricing, inventory management, marketing, and sales forecasting. For pricing, identifying market trends allows a business to set a price strategy that not only maximizes profits but also keeps it competitive. Factors to consider include consumer buying habits, changes in economic circumstances, and price changes from competitors. For instance, during an economic downturn, consumers might be more price sensitive, pushing businesses to reconsider their pricing strategy. Similarly, if a major competitor drastically reduces its prices, a business might need to adjust theirs to remain competitive. Monitoring market trends also allows businesses to anticipate demand and manage inventory effectively. These trends could be seasonal, such as increased demand for swimwear in summer, are caused by external factors, like a sudden hike in the demand for sanitizers and masks due to a pandemic. In addition to seasonality and external influences, understanding customer preferences and their shifting buying patterns can help to predict demand. With the rise of technology, businesses can use advanced tools like predictive analytics to analyze market trends and anticipate future demand more accurately. Keeping track of these trends also helps companies identify new opportunities or threats in the market. Early detection of an increase in demand for a particular product or service allows a business to capitalize on that trend before its competitors. Conversely, noticing a decrease in demand can signal a need to diversify products or services. As market trends are dynamic and influenced by a variety of factors, regular and vigilant tracking is necessary. The use of social listening tools, conducting surveys, market research, attending relevant industry events, and monitoring activities of competitors are among the strategies to efficiently keep up with market trends. Instant access to this vital information can make a significant difference in staying ahead of the competition and ensuring business sustainability. In conclusion, properly tracking and interpreting market trends for pricing and demand can mean the difference between a thriving business and one fighting for survival. Businesses should continuously invest in tools and techniques to monitor these trends better and, consequently, make sound strategic decisions. Maximizing profit by selling during peak demand periods. Maximizing profits by selling during peak demand periods is an ingenious strategy employed by businesses worldwide. It is primarily based on the principles of supply and demand, where increased demand for a product or service leads to potential increased pricing, hence more profitability. This strategy revolves around understanding the market, analyzing customer buying behaviors, and predicting demand and price fluctuations. Peak demand periods are characterized by heightened consumer interest and increased purchasing power. For retailers, these periods often mean heavy footfall, increased sales, and, consequently, increased revenue. For instance, during holiday season like Christmas or Black Friday sales, consumer demand skyrockets and businesses have a chance to make big gains. Sometimes a peak demand period can be specific to a certain industry or product. For instance, demand for sunscreens and air conditioners usually peak during the summer seasons. Cold beverages and ice creams also see a surge in demand during this time. Conversely, winter wear, heating equipment and soup sellers profit more during the colder months. For seasonal businesses, detecting and adequately preparing for these peak demand periods could be the difference between making hefty profits or facing dire losses. Maximizing profits in these peak periods involves a variety of strategies. Dynamic pricing, a strategy where businesses set flexible prices for products or services based on current market demands, is quite popular. For instance, Uber applies surge pricing during peak hours when the demand for rides is high. Another effective strategy is using data analytics and demand forecasting to anticipate the market. Through this data, businesses can understand which products to stock up on, what services to promote, or when to raise their prices. It allows them to meet consumer demand without missing out on potential profits due to stockouts or underpricing. Furthermore, businesses can maximize profits by offering product bundles or upselling during high demand periods. Consumers are more willing to spend during such times and can be enticed to buy more or opt for premium services. Lastly, efficient inventory management is vital to prevent stockouts or excess inventory, both of which could lead to losses. Predictive analytics can help maintain optimum inventory levels, so businesses are well equipped to reap maximum benefits during peak demand periods. However, while businesses may aim to maximize profits during peak demand periods, they must also ensure that they do not excessively inflate prices, as this may push away customers, leading to reputational damage and potential long-term loss. Balancing maximum profit with customer satisfaction is crucial for sustainable business growth. Diversify by selling in different games to ensure a steady income stream. Gaining profit from the gaming industry is not confined to just one game. One way to stabilize and manage the revenue stream more effectively is by diversifying sales in multiple games, also known as a portfolio strategy. Whereby, gamers, creators or publishers do not solely depend on one game to generate income, but embrace a variety of games that can potentially bring profits. The principle behind this strategy is relatively straightforward: don't put all your eggs in one basket. This can help in mitigating risks and reducing the impact of potential losses. A game could become unpopular overnight due to various reasons, such as changes in gaming preferences or the emergence of new, more exciting games. Consequently, a player or creator who only focuses on a single game may experience significant losses or even bankruptcy. By contrast, if one spreads their investment across numerous games, they would be cushioned against such uncertainties. Diversifying by selling in different games also increases income potential. Every game has its unique user base, each with its own preferences and spending behaviors. By diversifying, you will have access to a broader range of customer demographics, increasing the opportunities for monetization. In addition, diversifying also allows for hedging against seasonal variations. Some games might have cyclical popularity patterns, peaking during certain periods of the year or times of the day. By selling in different games, one can ensure a continuous income stream regardless of these patterns. Furthermore, selling in multiple games can also foster creative and financial growth. It can encourage learning and development as creators and publishers can gain experience and knowledge from a broad spectrum of games, which can be used to refine their skills and strategies, leading to more profitable outcomes. In conclusion, to ensure a steady income stream and mitigate risks, diversification by selling in different games is a must-try strategy for all gamers, creators, and publishers. This not only grants stability but also opens up various opportunities for financial growth. Ensuring any activity complies with the game's terms of service. When running any activity associated with a particular game, it is important to ensure that it complies with the game's terms of service, TOS. The TOS is a legal agreement between the designer or developer of the game and the players, which stipulates the rules and guidelines that the latter must follow to access, play, and interact with the game. Understand the TOS. Every game's TOS may vary in some ways, therefore one must read and understand the specified rules, guidelines, and restrictions. Familiarity with the game's rules aids in both preventing and identifying issues quickly. Monitoring. Regular overviewing and monitoring player activities within the game can help identify any violations. This also includes overseeing in-game interactions, player reports, and automated monitoring systems if available. TOS updates. Game developers may update the TOS from time to time. Always be aware of such updates and ensure any new conditions are adhered to. Player education. Players should be made aware of the TOS before participating. This could be in the form of an introductory session, regular announcements, or automatically displayed messages that include overviews of the rules. Privacy guidelines. These are usually part of the TOS and are crucial as they pertain to the user's private data. Make sure players are informed about who can access their data and how it is going to be used. Response to violations. There should be a system in place to deal with any violations. Penalties could range from warnings, temporary bans, permanent bans, to legal action depending on the severity of the violation. Regular reviews. Conduct regular reviews to ensure that all activities are in compliance with the terms of service. It's always better to prevent a violation than having to deal with it later. By ensuring compliance with the game's terms of service, we can create a fair, secure, and enjoyable experience for all users. Non-compliance can lead to user disappointment, reduced game world integrity, and even legal backlash. Alright, that about sums it up for this video. But hey, don't go just yet. Make sure to click right over here to check out this other amazing video we've made just for you. I promise you won't regret it. And if you loved what you watched here today and want to see more just like it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. While you're at it, go ahead and smash that like button to let us know how much you enjoyed this content. Your feedback is extremely valuable to us, so feel free to drop a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Don't want to miss out on our newest uploads? Be sure to turn on post notification to stay updated every time we post a new video. Thanks again for spending your valuable time with us today. We can't wait to see you in our next video. Happy viewing.